Would you like to introduce yourself? My name is John Smith, I'm 50 years old and I do carnivore. Sure, my name is Belshine Jacobs McNerty. Belshine is a bit of a mouthful, so you can call me BS for short. I'm 23 years old and I'm on the cusp of Sagittarius and I'm a proud vegan. How long have you been carnivore and how do you feel? 5 years. I feel great. At 50, I feel better than ever. How long have you been vegan and how do you feel? About 5 years. Yeah, it's good. No restrictions. Whenever I want a carrot, I just go for it. Why did you become a carnivore? I had back pain and eczema for years and the doctor just couldn't work out what it was, so I decided I was just going to cut every food out of my diet and then I started to slowly reintroduce those foods. I found that the pain and the inflammation was related to eating fruit and vegetables. I've been carnivore ever since. Why did you become a vegan? To save the planet. We're destroying this planet with all these farting cows everywhere, and I refuse to be part of this. I want to be able to look at my kids, and I want to be able to say to those kids, I tried as hard as I can to save the earth. Not only that, I don't want to poison myself with that farty old cow meat. What does a typical day's food look like for you? I eat once or twice. I eat steaks or ground beef, some eggs maybe, some bacon. Once I'm full, I stop eating. What does a typical day's food look like for you? I always eat the same as my kids because I want them to see I'm getting so much good plant-based nutrition as them. How many kids do you have? 2, 8 and 6. So for breakfast, we like to eat a bowl of cereal with dried fruits. My oldest wants sugary cereal, but I don't think that's good for growing kids. Instead, we have unsweetened cereal topped with healthy, dried fruit. Of course, we eat that cereal with soy milk to get all those good antioxidants. My youngest really loves the soy milk. The kids take peanut butter sandwiches to school on whole wheat bread, of course. And for dinner, we'll often have some sweet potato, some quinoa, and some mish. What's mish? It's mockfish, 100% plant-based. No animals harmed at all. Save the planet. How do you make sure you're getting enough protein? I'm mainly eating beef and eggs, so there's more than enough protein in there. How do you make sure you're getting enough protein? Obviously, making sure my kids and I have enough protein is super important. So quite often, we'll make a soup. Well, I call it a soup, but it's not really a soup, but it ends up looking that way. What I do is I get a super soft tofu and I mix it until it's really liquidy. Then I mix in beans and lentils and oatmeal and soy milk. Kids love it. Well, they didn't at first, but once I topped it with a tablespoon of sugar, they were all over it. You should have seen their little faces. Well, I say little. Are you getting enough vitamin C? Yeah, I get more than enough vitamin C from the red meat that I'm eating. Are you getting enough vitamin C? So I wanted to check that actually for one of my favorite foods. So I printed out the nutrition label here and you can see, let me just turn this around, you can see here on page 35, there's twice the recommended dietary intake of vitamin C in this food. And that reminds me, I need to put printer ink on the shopping list. What is your food philosophy? I don't have one, I just try and eat an ancestrally appropriate diet for me. What is your food philosophy? Fresh. Everything has to be fresh. Freshly grown, freshly picked, freshly opened. Have you lost weight since going carnivore? Yes, I lost 64 pounds and I maintain that weight loss. Have you lost weight since going vegan? Next. Can you give me an example of a dinner menu on carnivore? I generally don't have dinner, but if I do, I probably opt for something like beef and eggs or just a steak if I go out somewhere. Can you give me an example of a dinner menu on a vegan diet? Yesterday we had quiche. Isn't quiche predominantly made of eggs? Well, no. I use this.
What's that?
A fig.
What's a fig?
It's a fake egg. It's made with special oils and herbs, apparently. I've got the ingredients list here somewhere.
It looks just like a real one.
Yes.
Can you eat it so we can see what it's like?
I'd like to, but I can't.
Why not?
I've already eaten 2 of them today, and I'm being very careful about my cholesterol.
What's cholesterol?
Fake cholesterol.
I see. What are the pros and cons of being carnivore?
Lots of pros. I don't ever feel hungry, I get to eat the food that I enjoy, and I have much more energy. The cons, friends can get a little bit weird about it sometimes.
What are the pros and cons of being vegan?
So many pros, but one of the pros that comes to mind is I don't have to worry about that once a month thing that most women have to worry about. Tends to be once every 6 months for me. Cons? Can't think of anything.
Would you ever consider going vegan?
I can't imagine it. I don't like feeling hungry.
Would you ever consider going carnivore?
Ew, farty cows for dinner. I love animals, but there is no way I could eat them. I once kissed a cow. Out of love, of course, but that's as far as it goes. No eating. My lips go no further. It's mockfish. Well, I call it a soup, but it's not really a soup. It just ends up looking that way. You should have seen their little face. I wanted to check that for one of my favourite foods, actually, so I printed out the nutrition label. So you can see right here, oh,